Hi, my name is Bennett Garfinkel, and this is attorney lead counsel Brian Wickland. We're coming to you from our Maitland offices in Central Florida from the law firm of Garfinkel Schwartz. We're here today just to talk to you a bit about the intake process, about new clients signing up, and what you might expect. So Brian, would you like to take it from here?
Sure. We get calls from all around the world. Emails of people that don't speak English from India, calls from Kansas. We get calls from everywhere. And although your case may be in a different state than the beginning stages, I've gotten calls, and we have clients who decided to change attorneys after speaking with us. I've had ones that called me 2 days before trial. We're willing to accommodate anything, and where there's a will, there's a way. But generally speaking, what happens is we have a website, obviously, that you know of since you're watching this video. We're proud of our website, and we have an 800 number or a way to directly email your concerns, and I'll get them. What happens is we have an answering service that's on 24 hours a day. You patch a call to that 800 number. The answering service answers it live 24 hours a day. It then gets dispatched either to Doreen, my paralegal, or to myself immediately, in that order. After that happens, if neither of us are available, let's say it's 9 o'clock at night, we both get emails instantly sent from our answering service with the information to contact you back. Normally speaking, I contact people back probably within 10 minutes of getting the thing that rings on my cell phone, the little ding thing that rings on the cell phone. And if you put your phone information or email information in, one of the two of us, Doreen or I, will get back to you, unless it's a holiday, pretty much instantly. What happens after that is either Doreen or I, whoever is available first, basically goes through the scenario of what happened to you, or if it's a wife or loved one, what happened to their spouse. We take calls like that all the time as well. What happens then is we evaluate the case, and ultimately you'll speak to me at the end of the day, because I, on behalf of the firm, need to make the decision of taking the case or not. The reason that's so important in our area of law is we're not paid by the hour, and we're not paid by a percentage. The only way that our firm gets paid is separately through the Department of Labor, based on our hourly rate and the hours we spend, if we get you a benefit. So it's the process in which I'm not being rude about it. It's simply I have to feel confident that your case is good enough for me to get you a benefit before I take the risk with you and our firm expends the resources with you to go forward. And at that point, in my opinion, we're pretty much a family. We're in this thing together. If you don't get your benefit, I don't get any money. And if that happens more so than not, then we're not in business. So that's the reason why the intake process is very personalized. I don't delegate that to anyone because it's basically it's my responsibility in the firm to make sure that our cases are viable and that I can get benefits for our clients. What happens after that is we have an intake package that's sent out. The intake package consists of the retainer agreement that gets sent to the Department of Labor, entering me as your lawyer, and that's called an entry of appearance that gets sent to the Department of Labor right away as soon as you sign the document. We also have a statement of client's rights, which gives you your rights under basically Florida law and then more generally federal law, but it basically just explains to you that I have the burden of explaining to you what the attorney fee structure is, how it works, when you would ever have to pay me, which is basically never, and it just asserts that you can cancel the contract if you're not happy. You can contact me with more information that you might need from the law firm or my credentials and things like that. Thirdly, there's a medical authorization form that's sent out so that we can start getting the medical information. Once we receive that, and obviously our goal is to use email as best we can with scanning documents and faxes for you to get us any of the pertinent information that we need to start your case, where the case stands, whether it's at the beginning of the matter, in the middle of the matter, what things have been filed, if any, what notifications have been given to the insurance company. After I decide that your case is viable and that we should help each other with this, I give it back over to the paralegal, Doreen. She sends you the intake package at however way you want it to be sent to you. As soon as we receive it, it immediately goes to Bennett, and Bennett's job starts then. So I'll hand it back over to Bennett.
So when I receive the medical documents, what I'm looking for are patterns, are diagnoses, are ways for which I can help Brian prove that your injury is as a result of your employment with your contractor from the Department of Defense. So what I'll look for are specific keywords or specific diagnostic techniques that your physicians have already used. I'll look at the medical screenings from prior to your employment overseas versus your medical screenings afterwards, or the incident reports of the injury. And what I'll do is I'll make a comprehensive list of the timeline of the injury and events, how you sought treatment, where you sought treatment, and these will be very important for the litigation process for Brian to be able to convince the Department of Labor that the case is worth going forward within an informal conference. And once Brian again takes over the litigation aspect, because I'm not an attorney, nor am I a physician, but I do have background training in emergency medicine, and I do have background training in psychology. So what I'm able to do then is to help clients, because as Brian said, once you sign up for us, we consider you part of our family. And one thing that's very important to me is finding you the best doctors available. Personally, I've had 5 spinal surgeries and I've lived with chronic pain for a long time. So I can very much relate to a lot of our clients that are suffering from either chronic pain or psychological illnesses because they're very, very difficult things to go through. And we believe that your job is to get better. Our job is to help you with the legal aspect. Brian's job is to convince the Department of Labor and your insurance company to give you the benefits and the back pay that you deserve. And what I additionally do is I look for physicians in your area that have the best training, the best cutting edge treatment. Sometimes I'll call them in to interview them. Sometimes I'll help you schedule an appointment and discuss with you possible routes of treatment, which will get benefits for you, hopefully to be covered. So we're looking for you to get the best medical treatment in your area, and that's what my job is here.
In addition to that, if once we go through the interview process together, which may take a couple of minutes to up to a couple of hours, depending on the severity of the illness and what's going on with your loved one or with you, we do advance the cost of an evaluation if we feel that it's medically necessary and you do not have insurance or other means of getting that. Our firm has made it a policy to advance the cost of an evaluation. Normally those are not medically related in terms of physical side because you probably have received emergency treatment from whatever country you're in or wherever they sent you. The evaluations that we're talking about normally have to do with some sort of mental defects, traumatic brain injury, and most likely PTSD. So if we talk together and everyone's willing, we do find adequate mental health physicians that we can rely on that will help get you at least an evaluation. And if the evaluation comes back and you don't have PTSD, then that's fine. That's not a problem. We don't ask for you to pay us some money. We pay for the evaluation to get you at least the information that you need to go forward. After that stage happens, litigation occurs. An informal conference is then set, which has to be set. That's with the opposing counsel or the opposing adjuster or case manager on your file, which is either the employer or most usually an insurance company, who have most probably denied at least some or all of your medical care and or payments, indemnity payments. We have to go through that process. The Department of Labor has a neutral person that's a claims examiner that's over top of the process of the informal conference and acts as a judge. However, their decision is not binding. So what happens after that, if we still have issues on either side and it hasn't been ironed out at that informal conference, then we file and we get a hearing with the administrative law judge. And with that comes discovery, depositions, and those other things that have the case go forward, make the case go forward so that we can prove our claim and narrow the issues down to when we go to the judge, we're confident that we can get the benefits that you deserve. And from time to time, Bennett and Doreen will assist me in trying to get the information that we need from various sources, some easy, some hard, some foreign hospitals, very difficult to get records, VA, very difficult to get records, and that's their job. They hound these people, they know everyone. That's a big benefit of our firm, because this firm has been in existence for so long, whether it's by retirement or death, basically combined. We know everyone that deals with this type of law. Everyone at the Department of Labor. We know the general doctors that you're sent to. We know the insurance companies' attorneys on the other side. And it really helps to get documents through faster, or favors to be made to get things that would more likely be very difficult to get. And so that's what we do. We're a team here. We have combined efforts. We have other people that can help us if we need to. And we're always here to help in any way we can. And if we don't think you have a case, we'll just tell you straight up, because that's kind of what we have to do in our area of law to get paid. And it's a very big benefit to you in terms of that. And it's a big benefit to us as well, once we're comfortable with your claim and knowing that you have been denied the benefits that you deserve. Anything else, Bennett?
Yeah, well, one thing, you'll never have to pay us a dime ever. So it's always worth calling us up and having a conversation to see if you have a case. And if we decide that you do, it's a good idea to move forward with us, because as you said, we have the experience and the networking to really add to the benefit for this very specialized type of federal litigation. Most lawyers are unfamiliar with Longshore Harbors Worker Compensation Act and the Defense Base Act, which is, again, under federal law. It's different than state workers' compensation. And I think that hopefully that answered some of your questions about the process of becoming a client here at Garfinkel Schwartz. This is attorney and lead counsel Brian Wicklund, and my name is Bennett Garfinkel, and I'm Brian's legal assistant, and I'm also the medical researcher here at Garfinkel Schwartz. Not a doctor, not an attorney, but I do a lot of the supportive work here. So we hope this answered your questions, and we appreciate your time, and hopefully you can give us a call. Thank you.
And I have one more thing to add. I'm sorry, Bennett.
Yeah.
Just wanted to add that even if you don't sign up with the firm, everything that you say is confidential.
Confidential.
Whether you talk to Bennett or I or Doreen or someone else in the firm, it's all completely confidential, attorney-client privilege information, even if you do not sign with our firm. And if you don't sign with our firm, I would urge you to try to seek legal help, because in this area of law, you really truly need a lawyer on your side, and it doesn't cost you anything. With that in mind, signing off, this is Bennett Garfinkel and Brian Wicklund at Garfinkel Schwartz here in Maitland, Florida. We also have offices in Cocoa Beach. We also have clients all across the country and the world. Thank you for listening. Take care.
Thanks.